Welcome all tonight on SRW TV. We're back on the dirt for the short track racing at Kokomo Speedway. This is the DSL Welding Services 360 Sprint Cars. Tonight, you've got myself, Stephen McCartan on comms, and Chef Tobby cooking up the goods and the produce.
Oh yeah.
How you going, Toddy?
I'm awesome, mate. I'm awesome. I'm loving that intro, mate. That is the greatest intro I think I've ever had. That's so awesome. I'm in the produce section, cooking up the goods. I like to say on my personal stream sometimes, you know, people always like to say that I'm good at cooking tires, not that good at doing much else, but I like cooking tires and I like driving, no matter even whether it's sideways or not. So I'm in the right place tonight with the dirt racing. I think these guys are going to spend the whole time sideways, right?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even... There's one little straight, and even then you're trying to flick spin it into the next corner. So, as you can see by the track map there, there's on the main straight, the start-finish line, it is actually straight, and everywhere else it goes to the left. So, we'll see a lot of guys riding that high line. As you can see in practice here, tapping against that wall, but obviously that's the danger line as well, because as we saw last week, if you tap the wall, you can quite easily roll the car, and your night is done.
Should we go for a cockpit and see? Because you had a couple of practice laps, didn't you, earlier? And I watched a couple of your practice laps, and you got into the mid 11s, I think it was.
Yeah, I think I got down to about an 11.2.
Yeah.
Which, just looking at our current practice leaderboard, would be what, P9, and that was just me sort of mucking around, and I was definitely not going as high as what these guys are on the track. I was running more of a midline and going right down low like we see here with Brent Hobbs, sort of just over rotating it a bit there. But yeah, it's definitely a multi-groove racing racetrack. The high line is definitely the faster line with the banking, but as the guys run up there more and make it slicker, you'll find this low line where Brent is will probably come in as well and allow people to go around the inside, because it's obviously the shortest physical way around the track is to go on the low line. So sometimes that is the quickest way.
Oh. And then we see you at the end of practice here. We're coming into qualifying, guys. So
yeah, and that camera shot shows it really good there, just how short and that this track is. So it's I think we're in for another real good action-packed night here with 23 people, 23 drivers tonight. So our numbers are back up into the 20s. Hopefully it's not too much of a caution fest, and we get some nice hard action here tonight.
Most definitely. Let's see if we can get some cool cameras of these. These guys only have basically two laps of qualifying, 2 clean laps of qualifying, isn't it? And then it'll just move on to the next.
Absolutely. So it's 3 minutes or 2 laps. Obviously, when you're doing, as you can see, Ethan doing a 10.8 there, so you know, under 11 seconds on a good quality track. No one needs 3 minutes to do their quali, so I'd expect this to be done pretty quickly, although there will be some people maybe not qualifying, and seeing what we did last week when there was only, I think, 10 or 11 cars that actually finished the race, maybe just starting at the back and just playing it safe.
I think so. Mick Locke in the SLM car will go to his car, see if he's in tonight. Once he gets out on track, he messaged me after the race like, yeah, because he got in the top 10 last week because everyone else took themselves out or took each other out. So it was very advantageous to a lot of people. So that really goes to show the guys that everybody out there, if you kind of a bit more patient, especially in dirt, you sometimes really profit from other people's mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. It's especially in the open wheelers, it's a bit different in your dirt street stocks and stuff, where you can do rubbiness racing and you don't get damage. It's all part of that sort of dirt racing. So yeah, we saw last night a lot of people getting caught up in other people's crashes, and even I think we had Sean Stevens for the 2nd race in a row getting caught up in lap traffic, just having an accident, and he had nowhere to go because as Travis Parrish over rotates there coming out of turn 2, so that'll be his quali done in P9. But these guys are tied up the top. Ethan Bastian is currently on pole with a 10.75, followed by Sean Stevens, who's a name we always say and is always up there, with a 10.64. So,
here we go, Shibby Howard. Here we go on track. Come on, son. He's back in the car, in the 007 car. That's epic.
Currently in P18 with a 11.64. to give you guys an idea, currently we've got 23 cars that have set a lap, and with the leader at a 10.7 and 22nd places at a 12.0. So just over a second covering 22 cars. So I think it's anyone's games really. You know, these guys down the back can play the safe game, and if anyone up front gets a little bit of damage, they're right there, and they'll be able to take advantage of that.
Most definitely. So we're definitely locked in for some action tonight. So our first, let's see if we're going to be able to get. Oh, SDK looks like she's working with us tonight, guys. So let's go.
Yeah, so first heat here tonight, guys. We've also got 9 people in here. So off the pole position, qualifying P1 as well. Ethan Bastian, P2, Matt Bailey, strong showing from him last week. Nick Ryan, P3, Brent Hobson, P4, Nathan J. Allen, the unluckiest driver so far I've seen in the sprint cars, out of P5. Jason Crawford, P6, Shibby in P7, Jason Berg P8, and Alex Govia in P9, who I think is a potentially new name. I haven't think I've seen that name yet, or I could just be losing my mind. Interesting to note there as well, Toddy, that Braden Miller, last week's winner, did not set a qualifying lap time. He's choosing to start from the rear of the grid.
After last week's carnage, you reckon? Oh, maybe that's a smart move, actually.
Possibly. I think it would be better to be out front in a track like this with his pace. But
especially on the dirt as well, there's always so much that can happen in front of you, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But these guys are coming up to the start finish line here, so these guys will be going green this lap.
Here we go.
Ethan is on the inside line here.
Green flag.
And he's going to get a good jump. Oh, not quite good jump actually. P2 got a better jump than him, but he's going to go low and try and slide up here. And it's actually Matt Bailey who's going to clear him and come from second to first in this 8-lap heat. So any quick action here, and they're 4 wide at the back. So this action is fast and furious tonight. Good battle there for P3 between Brent Hobbs and Nick Ryan. Brent Hobbs just doing a nice little slide job and getting that position back off Nick Ryan, but these guys are battling up the front as well as Ethan's making the charge back. They're going to the high line, and Ethan's going to try and drive around the outside, but he just can't quite find a gap, so he's going to send it on the inside, do a nice slide job, and I'd expect Ethan here to do the crisscross, come back under him, but he's in the wall. They're both in the wall. The leaders have crashed. Oh no, that's not ideal. Hopefully they can still continue on here, as Matt and Ethan are still battling out. Matt's still got the advantage. He's still going to stay in front, so no caution. They've obviously been able to keep going, as Nathan there just tapping all out of P4. We've lost Nick Ryan and Jason Burke out of this one, so obviously they've had a bit of a moment. As our stream has currently, there we go, we're back. As Nathan is running that high line in P4 there, so he's made a solid, gained a position there. Unfortunately, Nick Ryan's the biggest loser out of this one, and he's going to be going to the Constellation race. Also, same from the back for the feature, as all 24 cars will make it through to the feature here tonight. As that is our Heat 1 done and dusted, as Ethan there takes the checkered flag.
Fantastic. Sorry, just a couple of technical issues in the background here. Sorry, guys.
So heat number 2 tonight, guys. Sean Stevens out of P1, Blaine Densley out of P2, Justin Wright will be out of the 3rd grid slot, Bo Nation P4, Adam Ariel for Whitey's Pies out of P5, Glenn McLeod P6, Cowie, Andrew Cowan P7, and Michael Locke, your boy Toddy, rounding out the grid here on this one in P8.
Go Mickey! Let's go for SLM, for the SLM motorsport boys, SLM sim racing boys as well. They got a real life race team also, so bunch of boys along with sim racing, so they've been around for many years, so big supporters of men's mental health also, so big shout out to them, so legends.
As these guys are pacing around, they've got one more lap. Here is the safety car. iRacing safety car's going to pull off, and it's in the field of Sean Stevens. You saw that outside position there of P2 last time get the jump, so it's going to be interesting to see if Sean can potentially get the jumper, if it's going to be outside. It's outside lane again, but Sean's going to duck down nice and early and try and get in front of here. And that's beautifully done by Sean, but Blaine's got that inside run. He's made that slider work as we've got Glenn McLeod right down low. And he's actually over-rotated, and there's another over-rotation by Andrew Cowie at the back there. Hopefully he's been able to keep it straight. As Blaine Densley's doing the old Gran Turismo 2 days and just bouncing off the wall to go around the track. As the leaders are now coming up to Cowie. Sean Stephen doing the same thing, bouncing off the wall, making it like the good old NASCAR heat days, where you just drive it into the wall.
Yeah,
off.
Yeah, it's like driving through Tokyo on GT Sport, you know. Just dum,
yeah,
dum, dum.
Exactly there. But Sean Stevens gap in the field now with an 11.2 fastest lap of this heat. 11.0, sorry, pardon me. He's just not even quicker, and Blaine's picked up his pace now. He's down to an 11.1, and yeah, the line Sean's taken, it was the line I was sort of taking in the practice, just sort of sending it in mid-groove and hoping it would stick.
We'll just jump on board with him, eh, shall we?
Yeah, we'll go for a lap with Sean, our leader, and see how he's going. So he's
running this sort of, I love it.
He's running that high line, sort of riding the fence, which is probably the quickest way around here to keep momentum, and then that corner there has a bit more angle to it, so you got to throw it in a bit harder. But he's coming up to Michael Locke here, and Michael Locke's going to stay to the inside. As he's on the last lap, I don't think he's going to get out of the aerial by the time of the checkered flag. No. So it's a nice win there for Sean Stevens. So he'll start out a P2 for the feature, and hopefully for the rest of his night, it's action free, and doesn't as someone in session has just asked Michael Locke if he has locked it up. So that's definitely joke of the night. That actually caught me by surprise.
Dad joke of the night, eh? Yeah. You're only allowed one. That's what Shibby always tells me. I'm only allowed one dad joke every week.
Oh, so, can't hear who it was in session, but that was amazing.
It seems to be locked in replay mode, guys, so I apologize, but we actually are live, so ignore the replay at the top there. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll try and get you back. We're still with the action, so I can still control everything, cameras and everything, so we'll just have to trust your commentator. So we've got Leo Heaton in first, Craig Plater in second. Craig Plater is, we asked him the other week. Luke Johnson in third. Travis Parrott in fourth. Tyler Sheaf in fifth there. Brady Donald in sixth. Mick Wilson in seventh. And eighth is Braden Miller.
Didn't set a lap time. And he's coming from the back.
Very, very, very interesting. We'll stay on board with him then, shall we?
He's already gained a few positions there, but I think he's actually jumped the start. Potentially on iRacing green. So he might have potentially jumped the start there for the simple fact is the cars in front weren't rolling when he gained his he's up to P3, so he's gained 5 positions off the start there. So it'll be one from race control to have a look at, but going off the camera angles we had, that would be my call there. He's up against the wall and Craig Plater just over-rotated a little bit in that corner there, and Leo's going for the slide, even he's not going to be able to hit it, so I think Braden's going to try and slide job him.
Oh, wow!
Can't get much closer than that on the exit as it's Braden Miller from the rear of the grid up to P2. Leo's not letting him go there. Leo was on pole for this one, so he's got the pace. He's definitely got the pace, so it's just whether they can work together and catch Craig, or if they're just going to sit where they are and just sort of save the action for the feature. Definitely looks like that high line with the cushion is they're definitely making this track a one-lane groove at the moment, that high line. So I believe we get a track state reset for the feature, so hopefully we can see a bit more
white flag, there's Barney.
Barney going nuts. So yeah,
oh, we're gonna battle for the first. Oh, who's got the checkered flag there? Craig Plater's kept the checkered flag there, guys. Oh, Braden Miller almost getting it.
By 1/10 of a second.
Ooh.
Craig beat Braden.
Oh, is that no? That's That's 500ths of a second, is it? By the look at that.
Possibly.
Apologies. Yeah. There's only so much I can do. Here we go. D main. Please
So we're into
show.
our B main or constellation race, depending on where you are in the world, as to what you know it. If you're New Zealand, it's definitely constellation. And if you're in America, it'd be B main. I believe I could have that completely backwards, but that's how I'm aware of it. So you've got Nathan Allen starting off the pole now. Out of these 8, 4 of them will go through to the feature. So Nathan Allen, Luke Johnson, Glenn McLeod, and Shibby are currently in your transfer spots. Chasing them down is Tyler Sheaf, Michael Locke, Nick Ryan, and Mick Wilson out of your P5, 6, 7, and 8 slots. So 10 laps, slightly longer race. Track is already slickened up, so we have not got a track state reset yet. So it's going to be interesting here to see if these guys that don't have don't have the best experience in these cars, whether they'll be able to hold on for 10 laps in these slick conditions.
Most definitely. Hey, it's going to be very, very interesting. It's so tight. I didn't even think they'd make an oval this tight. There's literally no straight. There's no time to actually straighten up. It's kind of like a wiggle in the straight because you need to kind of wiggle it to then hook it into the next apex, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to sort of always have some sort of turning momentum. If you got your wheel straight, you've either got it hooked up nicely in mid corner, or you're going straight into the wall. As we can see, a lot of guys are just slightly over rotating it, and Nathan Allen's going to try this low line, and it's actually working. He's going to cut up in front of Luke Johnson and run the high line in front of Luke, who's there. He got Ryan. It's gained 3 positions into the final transfer spot, and unfortunately Nathan Howard and Michael Locke both lost one each, and Mick Wilson is out. He is towing, so I believe his night will be done. As Nick Ryan gains another position up into P3 in front of Glenn McLeod, but these top 4 are really close. They're going to be battling, I think, for the top position the whole race. As Johnson past Nathan Allen, and Nick Ryan set the fastest lap of the race to chase both of them down.
What's
see if we can...
Apologies. Apologies.
DK doing its moment as we're going 3 wide, and Shibby's in the middle here as a lap car trying to avoid everyone. He's 4 wide. Who's that on this outside? I think that's Luke Johnson.
Apologies. I'm not doing anything.
SDK has a mind of its own tonight, guys.
I'm just going to shut it down. So just bear with me.
Right, so we got Nick Ryan there doing 11.5 fastest lap of the race at P1. He's gained 6 positions to get into the lead of this race. Nathan Allen still in the transfer spot. Luke Johnson in P3. Glenn McLeod now has your final transfer spot in P4, who has a 7-second lead over P5 and Tyler Sheaf. So those top 4 at the moment are pretty safe, as Shibby's also towing to his race and his night is done. Michael Locke is gaining on these guys at a second lap on Tyler Sheaf and matching P4's lap time. So he might get lucky here, but they're about to start the last lap as Barney's showing that white flag for Nick. And Nick's going to come out of 3 and 4, run that high line, and he's going to take the checkered flag here. He's coming across sideways, but he's still going to claim that P1. Nathan Allen P2, Glenn McLeod P3, and Luke Johnson gets your final transfer spot tonight, as Michael Locke is on his side at the end there.
Cool. Hopefully it seems like it's caught up now, so hopefully we get what we need.
Awesome. So B main number 2, or D main, sorry. We've got Bo Nation in P1, Jason Crawford P2, Travis Parrott P3, Adam Ariel for Whitey's Pie in P4, Alex Govey in P5, Brady Donald P6, Cowie, Mr. Andrew Cowan P7, there we go, and Jason Birkin P8. So again, out of these guys, 4 of them will transfer through. So Adam Ariel is currently on your transfer spot. You will have Alex, Brady, Cowie, and Jason chasing him down. Should be some good action here. Track's still pretty slick, and it's only going to get slicker. So we'll see how these guys can handle it.
Yeah, we've got a few comments in the box as well. We've got Go Braden Miller from Braden Shoot. Braden Miller replying to Braden Shoot. Braden Shoot, hello. Replying to each other, having a bit of a chat on there. SLM Gaming has said, how many missing out on the main tonight, boys? Probably about 6, right? Probably. I think our first one was 26.
Yeah, I think we've got 18 in the feature tonight. So I believe it's what have we got? 24. So yeah, it'll be. I believe it's either 6 or 4, depending on the server settings that Brett has chucked up. As they go green, and Bo's going to take the inside line, but that's going to allow Jason to go get good traction out and just chop off the nose of Travis and get under everyone. As Gowie's off to a little bit of a slow start, down one position there. Yeah, it looked like he just over-rotated a bit, and Adam Muriel's having the same issue. He's up in the fence at the moment in P7, so he's dropping back down as well. So I believe for our feature tonight, we're going to have 20 in the feature, and we've got 25 in the session. So I believe that we're going to have about 5 people miss out tonight making the feature, which will be the back 2 of the previous race, and I believe probably the back 3 of this race actually. But could be proven wrong, as Cowie's all over the show. They're hitting the forward. I mean, as I said, straight into the up, so it's no harm, no foul, I suppose. We got the engine. Jason Crawford, they're coming out of P2. He's chasing down these top guys, but Bo Nation's just in the fastest lap of the race with an 11.7, and Travis Parrott matching that with a 11.8, and then Travis going 2 tenths slower on the next lap. So it looks like Bo's out in front, in control, hitting his marks, just making the car work for him. Travis and Jason are pretty safely through at the moment, with Alex a good 2.5 seconds behind Jason, and he's got 2 seconds to Brady behind him. So it is looking like currently at the moment these top 4 are pretty well safe.
I think these guys look, they've got it pretty dialed in, but it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to get real messy, I reckon, in this feature race. I think, because with this feature race, I think you know this track seems pretty carved up already. Would I be wrong, or I don't know that much about dirt racing, but it seems pretty carved up to me.
It definitely is. Of previous races, our RC Wheeler there has when we've gone to the warm-up, reset the track state to 0, and then these guys will go out and do some laps and try and run in the groove a little bit, so the track is more usable for a longer race essentially. So towards the end of the feature, this is sort of what the track would be looking like. Is who is that barrel rolling after the start finish?
That was Adam Ariel.
Is it Adam Ariel? It was too. Just going for a nice barrel roll. So we are on to the feature.
We are. Let's see if we can. Come on. You know what? Apologies. As they grid up, won't refresh until they are gridding. They are not quite out of the pits by the look of this. So just bear with us as they come out of the pits and they make themselves known.
So they are going to skip the warm-up. They're going to advance it, so the track stays nice and clean for them. So that'll be happening any second now. There we go.
We have 23 in our feature.
So 23. Okay, so 2 people missed out. So it was the who are we missing? Just looking at this. So Andrew Cowan has not made it, and neither has. Yep, whoever finished last in the other consolation race. Can't. No names suddenly just sticking out to my face. Nick Ryan's in there. It was definitely someone that towed. I just can't remember their name. Sorry, Gwents. So we've got 22 on track. Track states at 15% worn, so it's got a little bit of wear to it, but they'll be able to run in a groove and there'll be grip everywhere to start with. As you can sort of see there on the broadcast, the high line's got a bit of wear to it, but I feel like no matter where you go, you're going to have a bit of grip for at least the first sort of 20 laps. We've got 30 laps tonight, or I hope that's not set up as 6 minutes, because I don't know if we're going to get 30 laps in. So we'll see how we go tonight. Obviously, iRacing cautions are thrown by iRacing themselves, which is generally when cars spin and crash. But whilst these guys are tracing along, we'll give a shout out to obviously our sponsors, DSL Welding Services, naming right sponsors for the series. Pagnian Simulations or Imports is our stream sponsor, and the safety cars from the promo department, as they are getting ready to go green here. There's on iRacing green, and Sean Stevens has got the jump. It seems like that outside line really works off the start so far, because because Sean was
Definitely
making
does.
that high line work. Pretty clean so far, considering the amount of people on track and the sort of track we're at tonight. These guys are... It shows that they are definitely learning as the season goes on. 6 rounds in, these guys have had a bit of practice on a bunch of different tracks, and they're definitely showing up. Oh, that's going to possibly be carnage.
Big contact with Craig Platter and Adam Ariel. Nathan Howard's had a crash there as well. Oh, there's been so much carnage. I'm not sure how many replays you want to go back to, but we might have
let's
to
go
just
to
wait for
Brent
this.
Hobbs. I believe that has all started with the 64 Brent Hobbs
Okay, here we go.
collecting someone in the middle by over rotating, I believe. So we'll go back and see if
Brent Hobbs. There was a Travis Parrott crash and Jason Burke, and then we had Nick Ryan. Okay.
Well, I think one of them has come into contact, so we'll go through all of them. We've got a bit of time here. Let's go back and start with one of them.
The very first one from Travis Parrott. We know he was very close to the start there, so...
Yeah, Travis Parrott was about mid-pack, so we'll see if he just happens to get caught up with someone else's crash here with 33 on the inside.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So he's collected 2 of the boys now. Something else has happened then.
Yeah, then there's he's doubled his, he's ruined his right tyre, so his race is done.
So, Mr. Jason Burke then. Apologies for all the overlay troubles tonight, guys. But ignore them for them or out there in the viewer land. Thank you very much for all the love, guys. Let's have a look at this one.
I believe this is the one I saw. I saw an orange and black car over rotate, so this could be this car. I thought it was a 64, but it must have been the 70. Yeah, he's checked up. Oh no, no. Maybe I'm just losing. Okay, so he's just avoided the Travis Parrott accident, or where Travis had to check up, so he's had to avoid that and just got him into the rear of him a little bit, and Adam Ariel almost got up some. But these guys are going to go back green now. So we'll see if we can
go back to the live action.
Yeah, we'll go back later on and see if we can see what we can see. Yeah. Sean Stevens has got the jump. He's turned it down nice and early, and away he goes. And he's got the lead over Craig. Justin Wright in P3. You've got Ethan down the inside. Sorry, Braden Miller down the inside, trying to make that inside line work. But these guys up the top have just got too much momentum. And I feel like this is becoming a one-line track very quickly here.
Yellow flag is out once again. Yellow flag is out once again, guys. Jason Wright has had a bit of a moment. I think Justin Wright, sorry. Justin Wright's had a bit of a moment there, guys. So we'll just quickly go to DSL Welding Services replay.
Have a look who we've got.
Not sure. He already seems like he's got a bit of a damage on the top of that. Oh, that wing there.
Oh, and there's a top wall. He became a pinball pretty quickly there.
Yeah, he did. That was Brady Donald had a horrible
Jason
time in that one there.
Up into the fence. So Jason Crawford, Tyler Sheff, Glenn McLeod, Brady Donald, Travis Parrott, and Jason Burke have all been involved in incidences in this first few laps. He breaks his wheel there and then gets shoved up and then breaks 74 of Jason's car. And if the next camera angle we had before will show... Oh, and it's the leader, Sean Stevens, almost getting crashed into again. It would have been 3 weeks in a row a lap car has taken out.
And Cowie getting caught up in the action as well there. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, it looks like they've, just hearing on comms that they're having a bit of confusion with gridding up on this one. As iRacing is giving some silly... As they're just going to start file up, they're going to go double file. So it restarts all here on Sean Stevens. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go early, or do you think he's going to go late?
I think he's going to go late. Hey, this track's bit...
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He went early, but he caught the wheel of Ethan, and Ethan's around. There's cracks down the middle, and it's allowed Braden.
Oh, Shimmy's had a bit of a crash at the back here as well, it seems. Oh, a bit of a big moment. His yellow flag is out. Let's have a look at that big crash. Sorry to put you under the limelight, Mr. Shivy, but here we go.
This is just in the gridding up process. He's coming around. Good outside action. He's on the side. Oh, he gets caught up in someone else's crash.
Oh, what? Just absolutely collected. Oh,
Yep,
poor
absolutely.
guy.
Nothing he could do there. That is, yeah, that's entirely on that other car, that incident, whether he got turned up the track or not. But yeah, that's just unfortunately for Chevy.
Absolutely
he had
nowhere to go. Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those incidents.
Let's see if,
Are my overlays playing up, or is it saying
no,
Sean Stevens?
it's not letting me get rid of the overlays at the moment, but essentially, guys. So let me just give me 2 seconds. We might have to just go blank for 2 seconds. Is just technical issues with the combination of things. There's been a big update tonight, guys, and a bit of a spanner in the works for iRacing tonight. So I'm not sure how everything's communicating well together. So please ignore your table on the left-hand side there. We actually have 23 people in our race tonight. So as we go on board with Mr. Sean Stevens, our race leader at the moment. Great restart this time. Yellow flag is out again. We've got Justin Wright and Glenn McLeod having a bit of a coming together at the back. He'll jump to a DSL Welding Service action replay.
Like he's just come down and collected him a bit. Yes, that's
Mick's got collected in that too. Big contact on the outside of the track there into the wall as well. So Mick Lock, my old mate Mick Lock, just had nowhere to go again. So wow, this is rough. You did say earlier it's going to be carnage here. The first couple of laps you were like, oh, have a look at this, Toddy. This is going to be carnage tonight, and we did predict it, didn't we, bro?
Oh, absolutely, and it's looks like Craig Plater has had to tow from that one, and Nick Ryan is also in the pit lane. So another few of the quick guys are out. Craig Plater started in the 3rd position, and he's had to tow from that crash. So that's probably the biggest victim so far tonight. But there's still 21 laps to go. So we're about only a third of the way through the race so far. So still plenty of action to come.
Here we go. This is gonna be nuts. I think he's gonna go as fast as he can this time. I think he's gonna try and jump these guys as much as he can. Ethan Bastian, we haven't seen much of him actually, have we? So he's a bit of a surprise wildcard tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him in the first round, and that's about it. But they're going single file restart here, and Sean's got a massive jump on Hope. These Brett's just delayed the start here, but it does look like after back-to-back cautions, they're gonna go single file restart here to just make it a bit easier on everyone and hopefully get some green laps in, because that's what we're here for. We want to see some good, hard, fast racing. As going to 2 to go, I believe, so 2 more laps and we should be away. If my overlays are correct, guess we'll see. But Sean Stevens, hopefully, you know, he round 3, I think it was, he's got another good start here, and since then he's just had round 4 and round 5. He's been collected up by lap cars and he's had nowhere to go. As Ethan Bastian's trying to make that low line work, and he almost got the job done, and that's Braden Miller into the back, and that's him, Braden, into the fence, and I would not be surprised if his car is hurting after that one. He's going to lose a couple of positions to the guys on the high line and slot back into the P6 position.
Safety car out again. Wow, can I even keep up?
Work tonight.
So that's Brady Donald. That was the Brady Donald Adam aerial crash, apparently. So
let's go back and have a look here. So we've got Adam on the inside into the slightly grippier side of track. Brady on the outside. He's just going to turn straight into Adam like Adam's not there.
Wow.
That's
Didn't look like it was.
I think that's a bit of netcode.
Yeah, it looked like there was a massive giant magnet on the side of his car.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look and Adam is currently serving a black flag, so maybe it looks like they might have given Adam.
Oh shit, we're back green. Sorry, apparently.
Yeah, they're just going quick
Apologies.
green there, but it looks like they might have given Adam an end of line for that one and blamed it on the whitey spy car potentially, or he's had damage and come into the pits and got an EOL for speeding. But Sean and Ethan making this highlight.
Yellow flag again. Yellow flag again.
Sean.
Justin Wright. So Justin Wright's had a bit of a moment there. So let's have a look at that. Thank you very much to DSL Welding Services for the action replay.
Sean almost got collected by another lap car there.
But Justin Wright, that top wing's already quite banged up. But Justin Wright just causing that. Oh, doing a bit of a wheelie. Oh, right, yeah, just Sean Stevens almost getting caught up in that as well. Wow,
I don't think I've ever seen a car do a wheelie up the wall and come back down like that.
That was pretty cool. I kind of like that. I think even Sean Stevens is just like, actually, you go, buddy. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not often they do that, but it looks like it's going to be a short yellow here again, and they're going to get single file green restarts. So the restart will be on Sean. I think he's going to turn down nice and early and just get that line up. Oh, as I think our overlays worked for a second there.
Oh.
Hey, they're back.
Oh. Hello, ladies. Yay! Sorry.
Go.
Yes, go
Context
on.
for our words now.
It's like a Sunsilk commercial or something like that, isn't it? Won't happen overnight, but it will happen. You know?
Definitely. Definitely seems like Braden here in P3 has got the pace of the two in front, but he's just obviously this track is becoming a single groove track on the high line there, and there's just not a lot you can do. He's going to try to go the low line and go the shorter way and around the track with a bit more grip, but the high line just has too much momentum coming around the outside. So it looks like Braden Donald and Adam Ariel back together on track with Sean Stevens coming around the high side, and it's the easiest side as well to pass lap cars, because if the lap cars are aware of the leaders coming through, they'll just hug the inside line, and the outside with more momentum will allow them to come through. But Braden Miller in P2 is not giving up on that low line. Once we can see how close we get to the walls there around here at Kokomo, it's definitely a fast action track as the track's starting to slicken up quite a bit there at the top. So, I think this is definitely a one line green tonight by the look of this. As Braden Miller has got the move made on Ethan Bastian. Must have done it through all the lap traffic there as well. So he's going to be hunting down Sean Stevens here. Last 2 weeks when Braden's done 2 in a row, I believe. Is that correct, Toddy?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah. Sean Stevens, he got the jump on Sean Stevens. Braden Miller's been getting some really great restarts, and getting the jump on the restart doesn't seem to have gotten it tonight. Sean Stevens has obviously gone back to his rule book and gone, hang on, why don't I just copy why don't I try and work on my restarts? Maybe Sean Stevens spent some time on the old dirt track this week and you know, just put some hours in and tried to work on those restarts, because we did mention last time we were in the comments box that Braden Miller's fast restarts, and that's how he got Sean Stevens last week. So here we go. Oh, big contact! No. Oh, curse of the commentator. Sorry.
Braden
Ouch.
was not clear when he threw that slow drive, and he has just absolutely collected Ethan Bastian there. And I would not be surprised. You can see on Braden's car that his front wing is munted.
Let's have a little bit of a close-up, see if we can see. Oh yeah, it's flapping around in the wind there.
So it's not going to help that side of things, as Michael Locke.
Yeah, it's definitely not connected to those two front struts. Definitely not connected to that car anymore.
Yeah, so be interesting to see if it affects the car anymore. But he's still rolling around in P3.
Let's have a look on Ethan Bastian, see what sort of damage he's got. No, Ethan seems to have come out of it a lot better, but it's not straight as it was.
Yeah, it looks like he's come out. It just depends if there's a bent wheel or something. Just anything slightly different in these cars makes it a lot harder as we come into the final lap. And Sean Stevens is about to take the About to take the white flag here is Leo
Barney doing a
Heaton.
great job again.
Absolutely, he's got a 2-second lead on Leo Heaton here, who's been the reaper of the Braden and Ethan crash there, so he's going to get a nice little result. But this battle for third's not over. Ethan's going to send it here on the inside, but he's just not going to have the traction, and Braden's going to hold on to that final podium spot. So Sean Stevens is taking out the race win, followed by Leo and Braden. Leo Heaton. And Braden Miller is your top 3. That's your podium tonight, gents.
Wowee, and then Blaine Densley. Oof.
Oh,
Oh, Mickey just getting taken out of the bat there. Just know your place. But Mickey with the 14th place tonight, so we'll try and bring up the results for tonight. Hopefully it does come up. Now we've... apparently it's Heat 4 still. Apparently not. Oh! Thank you. Winning at life. Mr. Sean Stevens. I'll leave it to you, brother.
Final feature results for tonight, guys. Sean Stevens takes the round 1, followed by Leo Heaton and Braden Miller is your podium. Ethan Bastian is P4, Blaine Densley 5, Brent Hobbs in the 6, Bo Nation 7, Matt Bailey 8, Jason Crawford 9, Alex Berber 10, Luke Johnson 11, Tyler Sheaf 12, Nathan J. Allen 13th, Michael Lock in 14th, Brady Donald in 15th, Adam Errol for Whitey Spies in 16th, Justin Wright in 17th, Glenn McLeod in 18th, Nick Ryan in 19th, Craig Plater in 20th, Craig Plater 19th, Nick Ryan 20th, Shibby Nathan Howard in 21st, Jason Bork 22nd, and Travis Parrott after that unfortunate incident at the start of the race in P23.
And, I think Mr. Shibby Howard should be a little bit proud at least, because I think he, Travis Parrott, I know he's had a bad night, but Travis Parrott definitely isn't slow, so, he can still put that feather in his cap, I reckon.
Absolutely. We've got these 3 guys already in the green room, so I'll let you take interviews again, bro, and I'll bring in Braden Miller from P3.
Thank you very much.
All yours.
How are you, Braden? How'd you find this tight little track? There wasn't even a straight tonight. It was just kind of a wiggle on the straight and then back into try and huck into that apex again. But how'd you find tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine. This isn't a track I do a whole lot of laps at, so I don't know. Considering where I started, I think I did all right. You kind of dig yourself a bit of a hole when you don't qualify. You got to start from the back, and I had damage pretty early on as well in that feature race. I think it was lap 3. I'm just looking at it now.
Wow,
so considering all things considering, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it did look a little bit bent, your car, so pretty early in the feature. So, but you warred with it. Very different track tonight. I was kind of a bit taken back because it was still that kind of 11 and a half second sort of laps. But that was just the whole no straight. So did you find it is a lot different to the other tracks that we've had for this season, or is it kind of just turning left as it is?
No, Kokomo's basically its own track altogether, well, in my opinion it is. It's just there's no track that's really similar to it at all. 1 and 2 gets really tight on the exit of 2, and then it's the opposite in 3 and 4. It's really tight on entry, and it opens up out of 4. Obviously it's just the straightaways are so short. Down if you run on the bottom, there is no straight. It's just a circle the whole time. So there's not really a straight at all. Like I said, it's not really a track I do a whole lot of laps at. So I'm probably not the best person to ask, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just happy to finish where I did.
No, it was very well done for you tonight, mate. So well done. Who would you like to thank, mate?
Thanks again to you guys putting it all on. Brett for the adminning. The boys in Discord, and Hobbs Trench and Boring. Pete and Brent, they look after us. Blaine 27's Designs, he does epic paints every time. CD Cinematography, cinematography, photos, whatever you want, he'll do it. And Alex at APR Setup Shop.
Nice, thanks heaps, mate. Putting on a great show again tonight, and I'm sure we'll see you back again next week. Thank you very much, and we'll jump into into our second place getter tonight. How are we?
So he's coming. There he is, Leo Heaton.
Mr. Leo Heaton, how are you, fine sir? How did you find this very different track tonight?
Yeah, it was alright. Bit slick. Sort of just up top where I'm comfortable, so wasn't bad.
Yeah, just slinging mud up the top. Was pretty good, was it?
Yeah.
A bit of just a wiggle down the straight. Not really much of a straight. A bit of a different track.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah, pretty slick. I can't run the bottom around this joint, so I just stick it up top and hope for the best. So
Yeah. Have you done
Yeah,
many laps around here? Is there any advice you can give to our viewers out there if they're looking at Kokomo to do a couple of laps, or maybe in officials?
not much. Just don't hit the wall.
Just go as high as you can without hitting the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
And full send. I love it. Absolutely love it. Who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Yeah, I can't thank the OBR boys enough. All the guys that are in Discord with me, just chatting while racing. 27 Design, HOT Cinematography, LNH, Sick Lids, and Hooked Up Speed Lab.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome again from you tonight. Hopefully we'll see you back again next week. Fingers crossed.
Yep, you too.
Yep, nice. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And we'll go to our race winner tonight, and dominating the season as we see Anthony Clark in our stream chat there, in our Facebook chat, said put $50 on Sean Stevens just before the race. And then he finished up by saying another comment, Anthony Clark, thank you very much, by saying Sean Stevens dominating the division. So, Mr. Stevens, absolutely great racing tonight, mate. You just comfortable around here, or is it just you learned something from last week or the last couple of weeks and you just worked on your quicker restarts tonight?
I mean, I guess it's just it's good to finally finish one, I think. You know, I picked up a win there in round 2 or whatever, and then, you know, I've been caught up in these lap cars and cautions and that, but, well, it is what it is. It's good to get back on the podium anyway.
Yeah, you almost got caught up again a couple of times tonight in the feature, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't know what it is with these lap cars.
Yeah, I think you might have a magnet on your car or something like that. Maybe it's, you know, they see the fluoro green and they're just like, yeah, I want to turn into that one. No. I think there might be a bit of net code and stuff, so we won't throw any jabs out there. But yeah, it was fantastic. Bit of a different track tonight. How did you kind of tackle it?
Yeah, I don't mind Kokomo. I mean, I got a thing with, I just love the feeling of a Sprintcars right rear end on the wall, just sending it. So, you know, that excites me. That's what I jump on iRacing for. And, you know, when you get it going around that fence, it feels awesome and fast. And, you know, tonight, once we hit the lead, I sort of took off and pulled away a bit. I thought Ethan had a bit for me down low, but he got caught up and I stressed less a bit then.
Yeah, it seemed to. Yeah, had a bit of a rough time. He didn't have much space to go anywhere really, to be honest, which is a bit rough for him. But
I don't know what Miller was doing starting from the rear at the start, but
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, he didn't have time to actually get in a qualifying time, and he was like, oh, this is the worst place. I don't want to be here at the start of, you know, especially a dirt race. So we just had he was just in the comms earlier, in the comms box earlier, and we just asked him, and he was like, yeah, I kind of didn't want to start from the back, but I had to do what I had to do and try and get through everyone. So he came through unscathed, but
yes, I was certainly worried when he was coming up through the field, and I could see his name every caution coming out. He was up one, then he was up there to third, and I was like, oh, here we go. I better keep my lines and keep my restarts on point. And you know, there was a couple there I left a little bit later than normal, and there was one time I cut the nose of Ethan too, I think.
Yeah, and you guys got wheel on wheel, and we were like, oh. Yeah, because we saw him, we were like, oh, he's trying to get an early start, because Stefan was saying, oh, do you reckon he's going to try and take the late start or the early start? And I was like, oh, I think on this point he might take the late start. And I was like, yeah, I'm right. And then I looked, then he was like, no, they had a bit of contact, bit of wheel on wheel there, Ethan and him. So I was like, oh, so he was trying to get an early start, but got a late start because, yeah, so it was, kind of didn't work in your favour. But the rest of your restarts are really good. So you think the safety cars worked in your favour tonight?
It depends who's on your tail, really. Like you get someone like Miller and Blaine on your tail, and even Leo Heaton and other guys like Clayton Davies and Braden Shute and all those kind of guys. It is very hard to keep them off your tail when they're on a roll as well. So it's good to just get a good start and be smooth off the start. So it's what you kind of aim for.
Most definitely. And who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Oh, just thank all the sponsors on the car, everyone at YOB Racing, PPS, CNC Race Designs, Pertec, JS Sim Shots, and LCJ Carpentry. Give a shout out to the boys back here in Burnie, Adam and Marcus. I know they're watching. And, yeah.
Nice. And Mr. Anthony Clark said put $50 on Sean Stevens. So,
funny you say that. He's actually my brother. So
nice. Legendary. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Gotta love a bit of brotherly support. Loving it.
He's sitting over in Melbourne watching. So yeah.
Oh, legendary. There we go. I'm not sure if we're allowed to put bets on, but we'll hold it in jest for you. And
I hope you don't put too many on because I'm not that good.
I don't know. You're pretty quick. As long as you get the quick restarts and you stay out of the trouble, I reckon you'd be sweet, mate. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you very much, mate. Keep safe. See you next week. Awesome. How was that, Stefan? That was awesome action tonight. They had a few technical issues along the way there, but at least at the end we had some great action the whole way through, and we had 23 really strong field tonight, eh, Stefan?
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see sort of the later half of that race go green, and get some nice good green laps in there, and good short track racing. Next week we're at a slightly bigger track, so I think we're gonna have probably a bit more action again. We're at a multi-groove racing track, so we should be able to see even more action next week, although the lap times will be a little bit longer. I think we're in for another good week again next week, to be honest. Should be good fun.
Yeah, it should be awesome. And that said, I might let you take us out tonight, if you don't mind.
No worries at all, mate. So, yeah, thank you for everyone that's tuned in. Don't forget, if you like what you hear and see, minus the technical difficulties we experienced tonight, head over to the YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button, or like us on Facebook as well, and you can see us every time we go live. We are live 5 times a week, and tomorrow night we are first of our double headers, TCR and F3s.
Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Both at Hungaro Ring, so that's going to be some good racing. TCR is probably one of the most action-packed series we've got going on, so if you like some good battles, definitely tune in tomorrow night. But thank you to DSL Welding for your support and naming rights sponsors for the Sprintcars series, Pagnian Imports or Imports for the stream support, and Promo Department for the safety car sponsor. That is us for tonight, guys. This is Stefan McCartan and Chef Toddy signing out. Have a good night, gents, and don't forget, we're live again tomorrow night, and we'll see you then.
Much love, legends. Keep safe.